be on high guard because those people are with your children as much as you are.
Next on Valley News Live at 10, a local daycare owner escapes to Seattle after scamming families out of childcare and a chunk of change. An alert about high levels of chlorine in some area water, plus how some North Dakotans could soon see relief from their student loan debt. Valley News Live at 10 starts right now.
This is Valley News Live at 10.
Stop messing with people and their children.
Yes.
You are messing with families. We didn't deserve this, they didn't deserve this, and she needs to make it right.
Good evening, everyone. Scathing words tonight from parents with children at a West Fargo daycare that abruptly closed its doors this week. The owner of that daycare secretly moving across the country and has yet to issue any of the refunds that she promised. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley spoke to two families today who say they're out hundreds of dollars. Childcare, one is even out of a job. It's a story you'll only see here on Valley News Live.
You don't prepare for this. You don't expect somebody to take advantage of you in such a vulnerable state.
Eden's Garden Home Daycare was closed last Wednesday through Friday after owner Jenny Lee stated she was sick in the hospital.
And it was Sunday when she finally messaged and she's like, hey, I'm feeling better to reopen tomorrow.
Lee asked the couple for the week's payment of $345, which they sent, and Lee said she was excited to see the couple's two kids the following morning. But that never happened.
I knocked on the door a couple times, and then I texted her and said that we're here. And I was ringing the doorbell and pounding on the door, calling her, texting her, no response. And then I had to call my fiance, and I was like, I have to go to work.
Well, I ended up missing work the whole day, try and find a babysitter in town right now. It's not going to happen.
Turns out Lee actually moved to Seattle, a family member sharing this text they received from Lee on October 17th. And rewind a couple weeks to October 6th, when another family was left scrambling after Lee falsely told Emily Coase that her kids had COVID and the daycare would be shut down for the next 2 weeks, sharing this document from the Department of Health, but it's dated October 2020.
And then I come to find out that kids were at her daycare those days, and then I confronted her about it, and she admitted her kids did not have COVID.
We didn't deserve this, they didn't deserve this, and she needs to make it right.
Because of the abrupt closing and the extreme shortage of childcare openings, Hughes was forced to quit her job to be home with her two young kids. Coase says thankfully her kids were already slated to start a new daycare. Neither family knows when or if they'll ever get their money back and are urging parents tonight to do extra homework on your daycare providers, saying they had no reason to believe this was ever going to happen to them.
We'd only seen good.
Make sure that your provider has all their ducks in a row and can prove to you without hesitation that they are reliable and credible.
Don't be skeptical of everybody, but still be on high guard because those people are with your children as much as you are.
In West Fargo, Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
Cassie says if a refund isn't issued to her by next Tuesday, she'll be filing a police report. Emily says she'll give Lee until November 10th. We went to Lee's home as well as tried calling, texting, and messaging her multiple times this week. We have not heard back. If you need help with an issue in your community, you can call our whistleblower hotline at the number there on your screen. It's 701-369-3187. Just leave your tip and we'll do our best to get to the bottom of it. There have been isolated reports of high chlorine content in a North Fargo home today. It was north of County Road 20 near University Drive North. City staff says a new water main under construction contained residual chlorine and was open to the surrounding water mains. They say it wasn't high enough to be harmful to people or clothing. But you should flush water through sinks or showers in your home if you notice a chlorine smell, cloudy or milky white coloration in the water, or an unusual taste. Glosser Images clients can breathe a sigh of relief tonight after a software photo gallery company is stepping up to ensure clients get their memories. Hundreds of clients and subcontractors across the country were left stranded after the company's sudden closure. Shootproof, a former vendor of Glosser Images, is using its corporate giving program Galleries for Good as a way for couples to get their photos. While that's good news for clients, subcontractors like Emerson Rice say they feel that they're being left in the dark. Shootproof says questions clients or photographers have can be submitted on their website. You can find that link on the VNL News app. Just click on this story. Today was a nice day weather-wise, but how long can we enjoy the sunshine? Hutch is in now with a look. Hutch?
Stacey, thanks so much. Good evening. And here is what we're concerned about as we head through the overnight hours. It's these clear skies that have developed, particularly in our western counties, that are allowing for a rapid cool down heading into the overnight. That's right. We do have some freezing temperatures that are working their way in as the rain and the clouds are exiting. Still some hint of cloud cover in parts of western Minnesota tonight, and that cloud cover making a huge difference in the temperatures we're seeing across the area. Hey, fog was a problem this morning, and it's starting to set up again right now from Hallock through Grand Forks. We do have some lowered visibility as a result of some developing haze and fog. Frankie saw some fog this morning and reports it was a little spooky. He had the covers on there. Thanks, Frankie, for your report there. Pam, thank you for sharing your photos. Look at these temperatures where the clouds are. Thief River Falls, 40 degrees. A few miles down the road, freezing. Yeah, low 30s there in the northern Red River Valley. So expect some frost on the windshield in the morning, and we have an update for more cold weather heading our way for Halloween. Details here in a few minutes.
All right, thanks so much, Hutch. North Dakota's education union, North Dakota United, says teachers, nurses, firefighters, and other public servants are about to see some pretty substantial relief from their student loan debt. The American Federation of Teachers has settled a case with the U.S. Department of Education over the management of the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program. ND United's president says mismanagement led to the denials of student loan forgiveness for too many public servants who complied with the requirements. Now, their cases will get an official review. They say the average teacher graduates from a state college with about $28,000 worth of debt. The FBI is now offering a $5,000 reward for any information about the murder of a Fargo man. Craig Melton was last seen to September 17th, 2020 in Fargo. He was reported missing around the Turtle Mountain Indian Reservation 2 days later. The report says he offered to give two unidentified men a ride to Belcourt. If you have any information, you're urged to call the FBI's tip line, 1-800-CALL-FBI. You can also submit a tip online at tips.fbi.gov. Police in Sioux Falls say officers shot and killed a man this morning. After receiving a report of 3 people with stab wounds, police say they found the man who was allegedly responsible, and that led to a standoff, which lasted more than an hour. Police say the man then confronted authorities who shot him. He died on the scene. Police say they're still piecing together the relationship between the man and the victims. Families of the 9 victims in the mass shooting at a South Carolina church will receive a $63 million settlement from the federal government. In the civil suit, the FBI was accused of negligence when it allowed a licensed firearms dealer to sell a gun to Dylan Roof. Roof, an admitted white nationalist, killed 9 people when he opened fire at the historically black church back in June 2015. Senator Ronnie Saab said the settlement sends a message to all Americans.
While we cannot bring back the lives lost, while we cannot take away the hurt that continues to permeate not only in Charleston but around these United States of America, we simply say to those persons who would harbor hate in their hearts that hate won't win.
Survivors of the attack will receive $5 million each. Executives of major oil companies testified in front of Congress about disinformation on the climate crisis. Today's hearing comes after reports they tried to create confusion about the cause of the crisis. An undercover video released this summer appears to show an ExxonMobil lobbyist admitting the company fought climate policy and the science behind it. At the time, Exxon responded by saying the comments don't represent the company's position on climate policy. At today's meeting, executives again denied the accusations while also promising to reduce production. As Vanessa Bryant's lawsuit moves forward against LA County, a settlement has been offered to families of other victims in the helicopter crash. They filed a federal lawsuit after photos of their deceased loved ones were leaked by LA County first responders. Lawyers representing Los Angeles County have offered $1.25 million to each family. Kobe Bryant, his 13-year-old daughter Gianna, and 7 others were in the helicopter on January 26 last year when it slammed into a cloud-obscured hillside in Calabasas. Valley News Live is following breaking news tonight. Former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo has been accused of forcible touching in a complaint filed today. Cuomo resigned from his post back in August after multiple women came forward with similar complaints. He has repeatedly denied the allegations, saying he did make mistakes, but always insisting that the more serious accusations were not true. Facebook is rebranding with the new name, saying they'll now be known as Meta. Zuckerberg says the word comes from the Greek word beyond, saying Facebook has grown beyond anything we could have imagined. The news comes as the social networking site is being investigated by the government after tens of thousands of internal documents were leaked, painting a grim picture of their role in fueling the January 6th insurrection. Still ahead tonight, how local teachers are being honored on a national scale.
And a beautiful sunset out to the west today with the blue skies there. As we mentioned earlier, there's still some clouds lingering off to the west. Temperatures falling under the clear skies up north, though, below freezing in Grand Forks right now. This morning, we started the day with fog across the area. It was soupy to start with visibilities under a quarter mile at times. Your forecast is next.